Greetings, everyone. Core here again, and back again for another midnight review, of course. What else comes out that I upload besides this? But yeah, so this week I went to go see Dawn of Planet of the Apes. Can't believe I almost skipped my mind there for a second, but yes, I did go see this. I saw it with a couple of my friends, and we had a really good time. I mean, let's break it down a little bit. Hopefully, not spoiling anything, of course, because I hate that sometimes, especially for a movie that's you're really looking forward to. So especially if you've seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the first one. This one is just as good, if not better. The scale is definitely bigger because, of course, there's more apes for one thing. There's also more humans involved too, and it's pretty interesting to see what happens. It does open with a little monologue of what happened. It's from what I could tell from the movie, what they were saying. It looks like it was about 10 years after the first movie, so it's 10 years after the end of it, and it's really impressive what they've done. Um, so basic stuff, of course, is the apes made their own, colony in the redwood forest by San Francisco, North San Francisco, I believe. Um, and the humans are barely hanging on still. There's genetically immune humans from the virus, and that stuff you get from the start. So I'm not spoiling anything there. They actually say 1 in 5 people are immune. So yeah, I mean, if you're going from over 7 billion people and only 1 in 500 survive, and that's just survive the virus, not survive the people, going crazy and attacking all that stuff. So it's probably closer to like 1 in 1,000 people survive, which that is crazy. I mean, it's pretty much a state surviving. You know, that's it. um, so yeah, so the acting is really good. I mean, the humans, I mean, they do a really good job. Um, I can't remember their names, but that's just me. I have a hard time putting names to faces a lot of times unless I really like them. And I've seen these actors before. It's just I haven't really followed them too um, closely because I know they're in good stuff, and I don't mind when they're not in it. So I trust them enough, which part of the movie, of course, is trust. That seems to be the main key in this movie is the storyline is trust, and also to see to find yourself in a way because there's a whole story with the humans, family, with their son, teenage son, and then there's another thing with the ape side and what's pretty much their teenage son as well. And it's interesting to see. I mean, besides the first opening, like little like catch up story, I guess you could say, to tell you what's happened in the last 10 years. It starts off with the apes, and they don't talk. It's hand gestures. It's sign language. It's their language, so they don't really speak English until they first come in contact with humans, which don't really doesn't happen for like 20 minutes or so. I think 20 minutes. That's what it felt like, and I think that's pretty interesting. That's pretty bold, I guess. I mean, not to start off with the humans, which, yeah, it makes sense because it's about the apes, really. It's their dawn, it's their beginning, it's their start, pretty much. Because the rise was the beginning, but this is the dawn, if like, of their civilization, pretty much. And it's pretty interesting to see the rankings, the hierarchy, and stuff like that of Caesar, of course, being the leader. Um, and it's just interesting to see. I mean, it's pretty cool what they've done. Like their little village and everything is pretty interesting. There's a lot of them now, so it's not just the few dozen they had before. It's more hundreds, if not thousands. Um, what else? So the CG, of course, because they don't use any apes in this movie at all. It's just like the first one. There's no real apes or anyone. It's all CG. It's all motion cap. Which supposedly this was the first. The first movie was the first one to use on-set motion cap, or this one was one or the other. um, so that's pretty interesting because there's a lot of apes, and I don't know if they motion capped every single one, but it felt like it because each one moves in a certain way. They're not all, you know, basic run motions that are, you could tell when they're like looping, certain motions just to fill the gaps. But it's really incredible. I mean, it's really beautiful, some of the scenes. It is pretty dark, so I do not recommend seeing it in 3D. I did not see it in 3D. Um, that's really not a movie I'm too interested right now to see in 3D. So I did not see it in 3D. I do not recommend it in 3D because it is a dark movie, and with the glasses, it's just going to make it even darker. So I don't think you're going to get much out of it. It doesn't seem like it was really shot for 3D, so it's just a post production 3D. So I definitely do not recommend it. What else? What else? Scenery is beautiful. Story was really good. Uh, it's the whole. I mean, you've seen it before, of course, and it does it really well. I mean, of course, there's not supposedly there's like only 12 original stories, and all the other stories and movies just kind of derive from those stories. And of course, this is one of the more, I guess, used ones, but not really used. But every time it is used, it's always a good story. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a must-see movie. What else? The music is really good. I don't hardly ever talk about the movie, but the music, I mean, but considering that half the movie, if not more, is the monkeys, not the monkeys, the apes. um, they're talking sign language and stuff like that. So there is subtitles, so you gotta be able to read a little bit. Granted, I mean the sentences are pretty simple, so you can read them pretty fast, and they don't, go rapid fire like some other subtitles do. So it's very easily read, even for young adults, young kids. I think they can handle it. There's really no gore in it. I believe it was rated PG-13. So it's definitely not too bad. The fight scenes are really intense. They're really good. I do like those. The whole melee scene, which they show in the trailers of the whole humans versus apes, that was really cool. The way that they shot it and everything, and just like the scenes that were in that conflict. Besides that, music, like I was saying, it's really spot on. You kind of have to when the apes don't really talk. They mostly sign language and stuff like that. So it helps give out the emotions that they go through, and they do show their emotions pretty well. I mean, it's really pretty touching. Um, I mean, not quite tearjerker for me. It takes a little more, but I really enjoyed this movie. It's definitely a must see if you're thinking about seeing it, and it doesn't feel like a blockbuster movie. It feels more like a November, December movie. Really, it's one of those end of the years because it is more drama based. But granted, of course, the action scenes are very actiony, very big, very explosive. Um, of course, the guns come into play, of course, towards the mid and end. So it is, more blockbuster because I guess the scale of it, and that's a sequel. I guess that really defines blockbusters. But definitely go see this one. So far it's probably as far as story and pacing, it's probably in the lead right now for my summer pick. Definitely not as far as action. I mean, action is really good, but so far the Raid 2 has been kicking everyone's ass for action. And if you haven't seen the Raid 2, definitely go see it. It's probably, I believe it's all on DVD now. So definitely go see that. It's fucking amazing. So yeah, it's going to be another 2 weeks until I see another movie, which will be Hercules with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'm really looking forward to that because most likely, yeah, which 2 weeks, there's going to be pretty much a review every week because it's Hercules, then Guardians of the Galaxy, then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then there's going to be Expendables 3, then Sin City, and then is there one more? I'm pretty sure there was one more at the end of no, actually Sin City, yeah, is the last for August, but still that's 5 movies in a row. And then after Sin City, I don't see anything else. Probably Box Trolls, but that's not until end of September, so that's not really summer. But yeah, so that's how we're gonna go. It's gonna be another 2 weeks. I'll see you guys later.